Today is a very important day. Today is the day that I officially have cleared everything in my schedule to focus on finishing my book before the end of the year, which is really the only goal that I made for 2024. If you're new here, I'm Anna. I'm a book editor and indie author. I currently have one book published and I am working on its sequel, which I'm so close to finishing and which I've made the goal of finishing before the end of 2024. As of this filming, I have, I think, exactly 17 days to accomplish this goal. And seeing as it's the only goal that I made for this year, in typical Anna fashion, we're down to the wire here. I'm not gonna waste a lot of time addressing the camera because obviously I have a lot of work that I need to get to, but before I do, I think it's worth talking about exactly what I'm trying to accomplish and I guess my overall process of accomplishing it, because this is a writing channel and I feel like it's very helpful for all of us to share our process because you can kind of take what you want, leave what you don't want. I don't know, maybe something that I'm doing here will resonate with you. If you've been here for any amount of time, you know that I have an extreme issue when it comes to outlining. I'm this bizarre hybrid of sort of being a plotter and a planter simultaneously, but I take each to an extreme in various different stages of the writing process. Right now, as a final draft, I am in the neurotic plotting side of things, and I actually have every single scene that I have left to write completely outlined. So not just the chapter, literally every single scene that I have left to write has been outlined. So with that in mind, I think I have about 30,000 words left to write from scratch. And we'll say maybe 10,000 words that I will keep and just refine or fine tune and revise. Can I write 30,000 words from scratch in 17 days? That is a good question. I think having everything outlined definitely sets me up for success in that regard, but I don't know, we'll see. I mean, having something outlined doesn't guarantee that it's gonna work when you actually get the words down on the page, and I think that's really the hardest part of being a writer is you can't forecast exactly how the story is going to unfold. Overall, I do think it's possible, and I'm really excited about the idea of finally finishing this book before the end of the year. I have worked on this book for years. I've worked on this book for way too long. And I think finishing it is gonna mark a new era for myself, or at least I hope it will be the start of a new era where I'm actually finishing the books that I start. I've noted here before on my channel that I have an entire fantasy series that I've been working on for 11 years. That's insane, Anna. That's crazy. And I haven't even finished anything, at least to the point where other people can read it. So that is my goal for next year. My goal for this year is to just finish this book. I already have book 3 in this series outlined. I will think about writing and drafting book 3 on another day. For now, for the rest of December, for the rest of 2024, it is all about finishing this book. So with that being said, I actually brought myself a wonderful pastry from the cafe that I was working at this morning, and I'm gonna make myself a nice hot decaf coffee, and I'm going to take that pastry and shove it in my face, and we're gonna go get some words down. So without further ado, let's go do that. This channel is not just a writing channel, it is a beverage channel. Today is day 2. We're off to a good start. Yesterday I concluded the day with 1,812 words written. I decided to bust out my wad of scene cards to show you guys how far I've come. This is what I have left to do before the end of the month. To give you some perspective, this is what I have accomplished in, I'd say, the last month. So take a look at this. This is not effective, Anna. They're basically the same size is what I'm trying to get at. So if I have finished this stack, which I have in the last month, then it seems feasible that I can finish this stack in 17 days. That's not the equivalent of a month, Anna. I don't know. I'm trying to be optimistic. I have a lot to do. I have a lot of writing to get through, but what I'm telling myself is that these scenes, the very end of the book, is always the most exciting to write. And I don't know if you guys have had this experience. Let me know in the comments below if you agree. But for me, it seems like the last 10% of the book is just so easy to write, and it's so much quicker than any other stage in the writing process. So I'm banking on that being true for this book. And I really hope that it is, because I must make this deadline. Anyway, it is officially 1:30. I should probably get to work. That is especially the case because on weekends I don't have my typical routine, so I'm not able to write quite as much as I would like to. I've gone into this entire endeavor aware of the fact that on the weekends I'll probably have to give myself a little bit more leeway than during the work week, but tomorrow and throughout all of next week I should be able to focus on writing for at least 4 to 5 hours every single day, and I think that that will do the trick. I think that if I have to catch up on word count goals, or if I have to catch up in general, I'll be able to do it during the week, and that is how I'm placating myself right now. That is what is keeping me calm. But for now, we're gonna go ahead and sit down. We're gonna try and get some writing done. I have places to be this afternoon, and I'm kind of on call right now. I'm waiting to be summoned, in other words, and that is not really conducive to me sitting down and submerging myself in the story that I'm trying to write. So we'll see how it goes. We're gonna do the best we can, and I will see you on the other side of all of this. setting, and that is very much by design. I'm pretty sure that most of today's video is going to be comprised of footage of me working at my home office, and I thought it would be nice to conclude this video by spending some time outside and getting some fresh air and enjoying this wonderful weather while it lasts. And as you know, this is one of my favorite places on earth, so I will make any excuse to come out here by the creek and just relax. But the purpose of me sitting down right now is to just give you a little recap on how today has gone. As I had hoped, Monday being Monday, I'm back to my routine. I got, I think, 3 or 4 hours of writing in, and that turned out to be exactly enough. However, I got myself all set up to start tracking my word count, and I was once again taught the important lesson that word count is not necessarily the best quantifier as far as progress goes, especially when you're in revision, because today I sat down to knock out that 2,000 word goal that I had made, only to realize that I was working on a chapter that really needed to be completely cut. It was no longer necessary, and I think it hasn't been necessary for a long time, but I was clinging to it irrationally because it had become a darling of mine and I just loved the writing. But as far as the plot goes, it's completely irrelevant, so I cut it. I ended up cutting 4,000 words. So I've saved myself time, I've jumped ahead in the plot, and now I'm actually further along than I ever dreamed. I think I actually cut, quite literally, at least 4 or 5 days of work out of my entire budget for this month, if you will. It feels good. It feels great to have done that, even though it sucks to feel like I'm killing my darlings, but the more you write, the better you get at it, and I'm pretty sure that it's just a rite of passage. Is this lens flare way too distracting? I just realized that it exists. I'm sorry. As far as my goals going into tomorrow and the rest of this week, I am not sure if I'm gonna stick with tracking my words anymore. The more that I think about it, that 30,000 word goal before the end of the month was already relatively arbitrary. Like, I kind of just pulled it out of my ass. It was an estimation, and after today, I'm like, hey, maybe there is no real reason to be tracking words. I just have to get myself to accept that this is revision. This is the name of the game. This is just the nature of the beast. There will be days where I cut 4,000 words, and that is actually way more progress than adding words. With all of this being said, I have had the first hints of self-doubt start to bubble up a little bit, and I don't like that, but I think it's also, I mean, talk about nature of the beast. Like, it's just inevitable for us all. In those early drafting stages, it's really easy to kind of placate yourself by saying, oh, well, I won't share any of this with anybody. Nobody's actually gonna read this. I will perfect the story before I even allow my critique partners to read it, and that is ludicrous. I mean, I've already published a book before, so I should know that this is not the way that things go. Like, you never feel 100% confident in your work. You never feel like it's perfect and it's ready for the world, but you will get to a place where you know, and you can take comfort in the fact that you have told the story the way it deserves to be told. You have spent the right amount of time on it. You have given it all of the love, attention, and energy that you can, and it's ready to be told. Will it be perfect? Will it ever fit your vision? Probably not, but it will be close enough, and that's just what I'm trying to remind myself as I circle the drain on this final draft. Because this is the last video I'll be posting in 2024, I want to wish you all the happiest of holidays. I hope you have the very, very best holiday season. Happy New Year as well in advance. I will see you guys on January 1st, 2025, and I really hope that I'm able to report to you that I have finished this book when I see you next. Until then, have a wonderful rest of your December. Bye.